According to Jack Parnell, GHS-TV could die without the city's support. So along with his son, former Saturday Night Live actor Chris Parnell, they've pleaded with Germantown officials to avoid reducing funding for the award-winning program.
And live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Really, it's not as if they are cutting some funding just to say, well, you know, we've been giving you this all these years. It's a case of, I think there was even an original contract with the city of Germantown that you provide us with this and we'll pay you for doing this. Because the city had the channel available and didn't know what to do with it.
I think in some ways the bigger lessons that I learned came out of the TV studio, you know, just how to be a responsible, professional person, and you know, how to organize yourself, how to make a project happen, and all those kind of things that you can apply to pretty much whatever you do. Having gone through this makes so many other things seem easy, you know. I mean, it just, when you can handle the responsibility that you're given here, you know, going to college and, you know, doing what you need to do at school is like, it's not nearly as intimidating.
Chris was telling me about going out in the field to shoot some things with one other student. And I said, well, you know, what teacher went with you? And he said, no teacher. And I said, you mean they trust you with a $50,000 camera out in the field? He said, we take care of it. We don't worry about it.
You are entrusted with this big responsibility. Now, if you mess up, that responsibility will be taken away from you. But there is the assumption that you, just because you're young, it doesn't mean you can't do amazing things. And that's very empowering. And I think, you know, sometimes it was hard, like coming from this environment where I was sort of treated like an adult in a way, and then having to go home and be a kid, and was
and get treated like a kid.
Yeah, and was fairly rebellious that way. I mean, I was good otherwise, but
I think every student that I've ever known who went through this department actually comes back as often as they can, just to hang around, talk to Mr. Bluestein, talk to some of the other students, and you know, when students come back, that means that they really liked what they got from it.
I think the professional fundraiser thing that just strikes me as kind of a joke. I mean, I think that's just something that is being said to try to assuage people's fears about, you know, the program going under. I think the funding needs to stay there.
And I really feel our attitude is, if the city does not feel that what we're doing is a good job, that we're not producing a quality station for the city as they asked us to do, if we're not spending the funds appropriately, even though we are, and we have a foundation board that oversees that, if we're not doing those things and they don't want to fund us properly anymore, we can't. We're not going to be able to go forward. I mean, we're just not going to. I mean, this is a very expensive program to run, but it produces incredible results for the city. And if they don't want that anymore, then they really just need to come in and gut it.
It's not realistic. It's not economically realistic. The way the money is working now is fine. If anything, the budget should be increased. But to think of cutting it is a monumental mistake.